Hi, I'm Paul, and this is Greg, and welcome to the One Way Out, a Star Wars podcast. This is episode 7 already, and we are discussing Maul, Shadow Lord.
Episode 7, Call to Oblivion.
Call to Oblivion.
This episode of the One Way Out podcast contains spoilers for Maul, Shadow Lord, episode 7. Please do not watch our podcast until after you have seen Maul, Shadow Lord, episode 7.
Once again, we were just talking a little bit off camera, and I said I felt like this episode was kind of short, but you told me it was like the same amount of time.
It was the runtime I think was 24 minutes if I'm remembering right.
Short episode. I feel like just means it was really good because you know how you go to the movies sometimes like, oh my god, that movie's over already, and it was like Lord of the Rings, like 3 hours long, but it didn't feel like it type thing.
No, it definitely didn't feel like 3 hours.
Yeah, no, it was another awesome episode.
Mm-hmm.
Still super impressed how every episode is almost just as great.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I sat up in the middle of it. And when we get to the point, I'll tell you. But I sat up and was like, what? No way.
Yeah. No, it was, I'm super jealous. Greg gets to watch this during the day, and I got to wait till I get home from work to watch it. So
I'd like to text you at work and be like, oh my God, you're not going to believe it.
Greg rubs it in when I have another 6-7 hours.
No, I do not. But to my credit, I don't do spoilers.
All right, so we start the episode with, once again, an amazing look at the city with a Star Destroyer overhead. Awesome, awesome colors again.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of bright reds, bright blues. I saw a video someone posted today and shows like how far Lucasfilm Animation came from I want to say it was even season 8 of Clone Wars, and it showed like a lightsaber battle to now. And if you find that video, when we get social media pages up, we'll share that video. But
yeah, that's one of the neat things. We'll be able to just share other stuff too that we
like. That video was awesome. I need to show it. I didn't even show it to you. But it's,
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it yet. What the hell?
But it's awesome. It shows how far they've come since Clone Wars, later Clone Wars to now. It's pretty.
Well, I got to tell you, after the episode this morning or yesterday morning, what was it? Yesterday morning, when I watched it. Thankfully, Disney Plus stopped auto playing The Acolyte, but this time they actually auto played episode 1 of the Clone Wars, and I went to get a cup of coffee and I came back.
So you watched Yoda kicking butt?
Yes, I did, and
yeah,
it was pretty awesome. I mean, what you were saying about the difference in animation between where they got their start at the beginning of Clone Wars to where we're looking at in Maul is just.
And I remember thinking Clone Wars was awesome, like the animation, and then Rebels I really liked a lot, and then it's now it's I think it's just the color thing, man. What they can accomplish with the black and dark colors, with the bright colors and the shadows, it's pretty awesome. It really is.
Yeah, I mean it's just like video games, even just the difference in graphic capability from PlayStation to PlayStation 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And they're doing the same thing here with this stuff.
Even though I didn't think the last game consoles looked any different than the ones before them.
I mean, I think it was faster loading times and smoother graphics. But
the Switch, we brought out a Switch 2, and it looks exactly like a Switch 1. It feels like a Switch 1. The games look like a Switch 1, but we charge $30 more for a game.
Wait, is it in the same housing and everything?
No. It's a little different. I mean, the controller's a little bit more solid, but it's I don't see a graphic difference or anything like that. So
interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's at a certain point, all this technology is going to hit maturity, and it's just not going to be able to get any better, I think.
But Maul Shadow Lord is better.
It's better. God, yes. Sorry, that's one of our rabbit holes.
Yeah. So
for sure.
Well, we have Maul and Devin and Riley, and they're walking down the train tunnels. It's a pretty interesting scene. Maul's telling them they can go once they reach his camp, but they're kind of in the background, sort of saying we should escape, we can't trust him, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I forgot to silence my phone.
classic Paul. But yeah, it's I found it very interesting when Devin says, "I need to get this boy back to his father." Like she's some kind of adult, and she's got this like infant kid that she's just scooped up off the street.
Well, I mentioned in last week's episode that I think it was last week's episode that I don't think like realized how young she was until they had her do this stuff with like, go to Riley's room and they're talking about sports and stuff like that. I guess I just felt like she was a little older, and then it's like, oh man, she is just a kid.
Yeah, she's definitely being raised in the Jedi Order like she was. She's going to be a little bit more mature and worldly than a kid who's in school and playing school sports and everything, and just kind of in that small world life, which, in a lot of ways, he's definitely got an advantage over her in that.
Yeah, yeah. So, Maul also tells them that he has a ship, and he will take them off-world. So he's promising something. I feel like they don't know if they believe him or not, because Devin's even like, "You have a ship."
Oh yeah, I'm convinced that the level of disbelief with that is, right there with there's no way. It's just not possible that he has the ship. And they're both definitely like they're trailing along behind because they don't know what else to do with themselves. And I mean, they can go back that way where they know the Inquisitors were. I mean, hoping that they left.
I mean, don't you feel like at this point Devin does realize that she is safer probably with Maul? I mean, realistically, after what she's witnessed so far, him and her together, that she's probably safer with him.
I mean, as we'll get into more of it as we go through the breakdown of the episode, but you just see more and more and more. I mean, you're absolutely right, Paul. I think she's kind of falling into a groove where it's like the things that Maul says to me make sense. When we fight together, we have this synergy, and and then when she gets back with Daki and Lawson and them, she seems to be kind of rowing in a different direction, so to speak. They're all kind of after the common good, I think. It's difficult to say because Maul's our anti-hero, but it feels like she's he's got her, like you said in our last podcast. He's looking at her. He's like, we're almost there.
Yeah, he does.
He
has her hooked, just didn't land her yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And Spybot's got the net.
Spybot.
Oh gosh, and you know what? He was so good in these episodes too.
Yeah, I remember us talking on last week's episodes that he wasn't in a whole lot. Like, didn't make a big impact in the last two before these two episodes, but in these two episodes, it's been a lot of Spybot.
Yeah, and it's interesting with him. It's like, have you ever wished your dog could talk to you?
My dog does talk to me.
Well, no, like in English.
Oh, okay.
Because mine do too. Just no idea what the heck they're saying 99.99% of the time. But Spybot just kind of gives off this vibe like, I'm Maul's dog, and I did.
Yeah, I think at one point in the episode, Maul even like kind of pets him.
Oh yeah, you're right. He totally does. Yeah. When Maul kind of comes back, because actually that's the part of the story we're getting to. Maul, and he returns to the base with he's got the kids in tow, and Spybot flies over, and he's just like, it's like that happy dog that Daddy's home, and he like reaches out and pets him just like he said.
Yeah.
I didn't skip ahead, did I?
No, I mean it's just a little section where like Daki and Lawson are searching for Devin and Riley.
Oh yeah.
And Daki asks Lawson about Rena, and Lawson says she's been dark since the raid. So they're definitely they've been mentioning her name a lot, and
yeah, I mean there's definitely some concern as to what's going on her end, and you can see it. One of the things that I found very interesting about that little scene between Lawson and Daki is Lawson seems a little frantic, and he says, "We got to go do this," and Daki's like, "Calm down. You need to don't let that worry you too much." And he goes, but I guess we should do that, huh? And then they go, they're like, we need to go to Sector 9 and rescue Riley.
Well, it's funny because he mentions that how, like, Riley is super safe with Devin. Like, oh, don't worry, she's safe. Or he's safe.
And then she gets...
And then you realize that soon after they find Devin and Riley's not with her.
Yeah, that's kind of a whoops moment. I'm sure Docky's just like...
Yeah, what did I do? Before that happens, though, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but Maul tells Devin she fought well. And she basically says, that's because of my master. My master taught me. That's why. And then she asks Maul about his master.
I did find that very interesting that he didn't Well, I mean, why would he, though, out and out say it's Sidious? But, he definitely, implies that he got screwed over by his master. And then,
well, she says, not to cut you off, but she does say, with what you're going with right there, she says, he cast you aside.
Yeah, I really, and to that, I feel like, when Maul answers that question, it's very carefully worded so that she can see Docky doing that to her. I think he's trying to kind of plant that seed that just because he was your master for this long doesn't mean that something won't happen and he won't stop being your master, or in the case of what Maul's trying to very lightly imply, cast you aside.
Yeah. Well, the next quote by Maul is another great one for the show. Maul says, his betrayal was devastating, but it was not the deepest wound he would inflict upon me.
What do you think that was?
I mean, the fact that he, like, killed his family, killed his brother,
Yeah.
I think that's probably alluding to that.
Okay.
I mean, other than, obviously, we don't know exactly what happened to Maul when the Emperor killed Savage and took Maul in Clone Wars. Like, was he, tortured for some time? Like, we don't really know. At least I don't know. I don't remember seeing anything or knowing anything about that.
Yeah.
And then Devin does say, is he still alive? And Maul says, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Yeah, and, I think it's kind of interesting also when, when she walks back into the base, everybody kind of recognizes her, and Vario's obviously carrying something by, and he goes, look who's back.
Yeah.
It's almost like trying to pretend like he expected it.
Or he's, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want her back. I don't know.
I mean,
Vario is a tough one in the show for me to crack. Because he's still hanging around, and he didn't have to. He was been told he could leave, and he's still there.
Vario is very clearly a creature of self-benefit, so he's, seeing the he's screwed his network and everything that he had before Maul threw the monkey wrench in the works was, it's all destroyed, and the only way to move forward is, how do I rebuild? How do I, make myself profitable and successful again? And the only obvious answer for Vario is stick with Maul.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's smart. Like, the Empire might be looking for him as well. So, I mean, I guess in the hands of Maul, he's probably safer.
Well, we know that he can't really fight too much on his own.
Yeah. We do see, before they arrive back at the base, we do see Merrick searching for Maul still, and he gets a call. It says his presence is needed, but I thought it was pretty odd that it felt like he cut the transmission early, like they were still talking to him, and he just like cuts it off.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if that's like insinuating something that he's not happy with what they're going to tell him, or he knows what's coming, but I felt like he was kind of against that.
Yeah, did you notice that the scene they did that almost like Batman on top of a building type motif with the scene?
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool. And it also, you would think, and I don't know why they did this, but they had a stormtrooper, a TK trooper, call him to tell him that his presence was requested. Did you notice that?
Was that what it was? I mean, I just assumed it was another officer.
I would have figured it would have been an officer or Lieutenant Blake or somebody, but it was a TK trooper.
I'll have to watch that again. I didn't really take notice of that.
I just maybe that way if he got mad he wouldn't know which one it was.
Yeah, so they arrive at the base, and like you said, that stuff with Vario happens where he's makes a comment, and I feel like not everyone's happy to see him. Definitely the Mandalorians. I think I think they're kind of upset with the situation and how it's going. That Maul is spending so much time on Devin.
Yeah, they're in it for the money, and it's becoming more and more apparent.
Yeah. So it doesn't take long before Devin and Riley sneak away in this situation. Maul actually catches up to them pretty fast, and it's pretty obviously he's pretty ticked off. Like Maul is not happy that he had to chase them down.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty intent on her making the decision to stay with him.
Do you truly believe you are ready to face the Empire alone? My patience wears thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's pretty angry.
Yeah, I mean, I think he on some level he might have miscalculated when he sees that happen. He might have feel like he's miscalculated how close he is to turning her.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Devin does say, we are not going to take out the whole Empire. And Maul says, come with me and I will reveal my plan for the Empire.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of neat that he actually has thought it all out and he's got at least in his mind, he's got a step-by-step process to take the Empire down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see, like, obviously the greatest planner ever is the Emperor, right? Yeah. So it's like, you're competing against the greatest planner ever. So I'm curious to see what this plan looks like.
Yeah, not sure how that's gonna go when the two planners, the manipulator and the planner, their plans collide.
Yeah. So this next part of the scene, Devin actually goes to run, and Maul uses the Force and stops her, and she angrily whips her lightsaber out, and her and Maul kind of go at it again.
Yeah. In my notes, I put down Maul and Devin play lightsabers.
They play lightsabers?
They play lightsabers.
This was another... It wasn't a long battle, but it was another quick sequence to show how overpowering Maul is for Devin.
Right.
Like his skills are just pretty extreme. And soon after, the Empire finds the Shadow Collective.
Yeah, so... basically, what happens there is we're all familiar with the probe droids from Empire Strikes Back. So one of those is kind of
something like that.
Something like that. Yes, exactly like that. But it's kind of funny that it sees them, but then Spybot sees it, and so he kind of sounds the alarm. And at that point, Rook tells Maul, she kind of interrupts the lightsaber play time, and tells Maul that they're coming.
Yeah. So Maul stops fighting with Devin to basically assist his group, his crew.
Right.
And Devin then also comes to assist. Riley's trying to tell her let's go, and she chooses to go help.
Yeah, I mean on some level, she sees that. She can hide with Riley because he's behind a box of crates, but that's not going to get them anywhere. She needs to fight. Well, she wants to fight. I don't know if she needs to fight, but she definitely wants to fight. Well, I mean, if they're going to get out of there, she needs to fight.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I viewed it.
And then the Zabraks take care of the gunships, like always.
Oh, yes.
The Zabraks are always killing the gunships.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
The Mandozuka comes out.
Do you think all the Mandalorians should all carry Mandozukas?
I think it should be standard kit next to the jetpack.
Yeah.
My backpack's got jets.
Oh my God.
You remember that song?
Yeah. Yeah. So while this sequence goes on, an unfortunate thing happens. Riley gets captured.
Damn, Riley. Darn it, Riley.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't obviously put up much of a fight.
I don't think he can put up much of a fight.
No. Yeah, he gets captured, and Devin also dips. She sees it happen. She's pretty upset, and she basically escapes.
Yeah. I mean,
does she escape or does Maul let her go? I don't know, but she definitely escapes.
Well, I mean, as we come to find out, Maul is pretty occupied at this point.
Yeah.
So
the Empire. I'll give the Empire credit. They doing a pretty good job at keep finding Maul. Like either that or Maul's doing a terrible job of hiding. This is a big planet, and it seems like lots of underground sewers and stuff like that. But
one of the things that I've always kind of marveled at with Star Wars was every time we go to a planet, like planets are big. Think about how easy it is to just kind of sort of, not so much in today's digital world, but it used to be easy to just kind of vanish on Earth.
I could go into the woods right now and no one would ever find me.
If you didn't take your cell phone and there was no satellites above and nobody knew that you went that direction.
There's ways.
There's ways. But how is it that whenever in Star Wars, whenever they go to a planet, they always are in the right country, city, town, cantina, whatever?
Greg, you're missing the point. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. It's just, it's one of those things that I choose to ignore, but every now and then it kind of comes to the front. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Oh well, moving on.
Well, yeah, it's like they purposely fly their ship exactly where on the planet every time where the enemy is. It's always right there.
Yeah, but it's just that brief moment of weird. Anyway, let's get on with the story.
Lieutenant Blake tells Merrick they have engaged the fugitives, and at this point, a new Inquisitor arrives.
11th brother?
The 11th brother, right? I couldn't find an actual name. I know he's made some appearances in Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire.
Okay.
We also know that in Tales of the Jedi, he battles Ahsoka, and Ahsoka kills him. I think she cuts his head off. So that means that the Tales of the Jedi actually part of that series takes place after Maul Shadow Lord.
As we've previously established, I'm terrible with timeline stuff. Is it possible that Tales of the Jedi jumps around at all?
Yeah, I think it definitely does. The stories definitely do, but we know at least the Ahsoka stuff in that takes place after this, which leads me to believe that maybe sometime in Maul Shadow Lord we might see Ahsoka again.
That would be pretty cool. She is, I have a confession time. When they first introduced Ahsoka, I didn't really like the character. I was like, why are they shoehorning her in there in between?
Well, it's because the Clone Wars movie that came out first before the show started, just wasn't the Clone Wars show. And they made her super whiny and
extremely whiny.
Not very likable. It took to the show to finally make her, because Ahsoka's definitely one of my favorite characters, and even though I met Rosario Dawson, I don't think she liked me very well. She wasn't very nice, but I thought she was.
She wasn't nice to you.
Nah, she was kind of I don't know. That's the only autograph I got at Celebration Japan last year, and she just was I don't know.
Just kind of over it.
Yeah, I guess I tried to make small talk. I tried to ask her if Claire's coming back in Daredevil, and there's literally I was hurting her to answer my questions.
Well,
yeah,
that kind of sucks, man.
No, it honestly, that's why I don't get a whole lot of autographs anymore. Because most of the reason is to meet the people, not for the autograph, and I've been disappointed a lot.
Never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah. So anyway, so the new Inquisitor arrived. In Ahsoka, also kneels before Vader in Tales of the Empire. So yeah, we did see this. Like I said, I don't know if he has an actual name. Someone could put in the comments if he does. I just know him as the 11th brother.
Okay. And I gotta tell you, I actually think he's really cool. I like the way they did the mask and the hood, and
yeah, it kind of resembles a bird skull or something. The mask, I don't know if that's what they're going for. That's what I think of.
It feels like the the Black Plague doctor mask thing.
Okay, yeah,
a little
I can
bit
see
to me.
that.
You know,
he's pretty cool looking, and you pointed out he's also super tall.
I'm pretty sure I saw him when he goes to, well, I guess we're not at that point. I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sure that I at some juncture in time saw him duck to go through a doorway that we don't normally see people ducking to go through. So I'm putting him at least Vader height.
Like I said, I'll admit I only got to watch the episodes each twice.
Okay.
Normally I try to 3 to 4 times before we do the podcast. So
yeah,
you probably have seen them more than me, and you've noticed
I have.
But
realistically, I actually as much as I love these episodes, and I really wish I had more time to watch them. I did have a few things going on, but I still managed to get twice in a row when it dropped. Not at 3 a.m., at like 9 a.m. And then I put them on again when I went up to bed that night. And then this morning I watched them again while I was making my outline and taking my notes. So.
Yeah, I watched them the first time, and then I watched it. So it was funny. I was watching the hockey game last night, the Penguins and Flyers. Go Pens.
Go Flyers.
And watching the game, and every time there was a commercial, I went over to my phone, I'm watching it, and I'm taking notes as I'm watching the phone. And then when the game would come back, I would put my phone down, watch the game.
Okay.
So that's how I got a chance to make my notes. I was also at a pretty busy day yesterday and trying to squeeze, Maul in and the hockey game, and it was a fun day. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. So, we see next, Lawson and Docky are obviously still searching for Riley and Devin. Lawson tells Docky something super interesting, though, which I want to know more about this. Maybe it's just me, but Lawson tells Docky he once worked with a Jedi before, and he does not believe they're traitors.
That's a very interesting point. But it definitely gives some credence to why he's running around with Docky in the first place, because all of the Empire propaganda after post Order 66, it's all the Jedi are traitors, the Jedi did this, they did that, they perpetrated the attack on Emperor Palpatine, they did all of these things, and they need to die. Basically.
Well, here's one. I know we keep going down this rabbit hole, Greg, but I'm going to bring it up. So, do you think there's a possibility that this could have something to do with why Lawson didn't leave with his wife for the Empire? Do you think there's a possibility that maybe the Jedi thing had something to do with that he instantly didn't trust the Empire because of that situation alone?
I mean, do you think she's part of the Jedi Hunting Information Network, and he doesn't agree?
Once again, I think she has to have a pretty important job, only because I just can't see her leaving her family and her child behind on a planet that had no Imperial presence before this happened.
Maybe she works at the jail.
Maybe she works at what jail? Where the Jedi...
The jail that we thought she was in, she's not in because she works
she works there? Maybe she's the one who turned in the Jedi.
Oh.
You knew.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
So like I said, I mean, hey, please, Lucasfilm and Dave Filoni, please, you can't leave us in the dark forever about Mrs. Lawson. We need to know the truth. Can you please, there's 2 episodes left this season. Could you please tell me what is going on with Mrs. Lawson? I'm super concerned, and I need to know.
I mean, we could have a Mrs. Lawson spin-off series at this point.
Oh my god. And it'll be just her working at like a desk job. Like
she's just going to be like...
There's no answers or anything. She's just sitting there working away.
Yeah, I'm good on that. But if we could make it a little interesting.
Yeah, so next, after this happens with Docky and Lawson, they run into Devin.
Yes.
And
she comes running around the corner.
And she, obviously, Lawson's like, where is Riley?
Yeah. You were supposed to be watching him.
It would have been awesome if she would have said, well, I'm not his babysitter. She doesn't say that, but it would have been cool.
That would have been kind of funny. But, Docky did previously tell her to protect him.
Yeah. So she does say that Riley was captured by stormtroopers.
Yeah. Yeah. So
she doesn't explain how and what all went on, but she explains that he was captured by stormtroopers. Next, Docky basically, in words, says that they need to leave. Like,
so
he wants to leave.
So that's a very interesting point that you're bringing up. It's it very very constantly, Docky he keeps putting forward this idea that we don't need to be involved in this. This isn't our fight. We should leave the world. They're better off if we exit the situation because they would be after us. He keeps going after this mindset of don't get involved, and that actually kind of mirrors the whole, that whole thing that Luke says in A New Hope. He's like, what does your uncle say? My uncle says I shouldn't stay home and not get involved, and things like that. And obviously, look how that worked out.
Just one more season.
Just one more season. You can buy some droids and
get some more help, and then you can just leave like other 19-year-old boys,
like all of your friends.
Yeah. So Docky wants to definitely leave. Devin pretty much says no. I'm going to help Lawson, whether you like it or not.
Now I got a question for you. Do you think that that's because she's kind of tipping Maul direction? Do you think there's that level of defiance that's brewing in there, or what do you think?
In this part of the story, I feel like it's more she feels guilty for Riley not being there, so she's going to see it through to at least to find Riley, no matter what.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of 50-50 on, is it this whole Maul stuff making a little more sense to her, or did she kind of feel guilty that she let Riley get caught?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely felt guilty that Riley was caught.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we there's a cutaway to the police station when they take Riley in. Yeah. And we find out that Two Boots is no longer wearing his boots, and his official call sign is 2B0T. Yeah. Two-bot.
I thought isn't it double 0T?
No, he said I need to see. I'm pretty sure, but again, this could be one of those things where I'm holding on to something that's very incorrect.
He's like, Riley, I can't believe you recognize me without my boots.
Without my boots on, because everybody always just looks at your feet.
Yeah. Speaking of that, my slipper just fell off.
Did you break the chair?
I'm wearing slippers. I'm trying to be comfortable here. Yeah. So Lieutenant Blake says Riley is a traitor. Take him to interrogation.
Yes.
And then we jump back to the Mandalorians. They're starting to some of the group of Mandalorians are starting to become a little uneasy with the situation. I feel like they're not getting enough out of this.
Yeah.
Which is odd because I feel like we didn't see any of these Mandalorians before this episode. It's like they added all of a sudden this random handful more of Mandalorians.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I think previously we saw two.
It was always
Rook
two.
And two.
It was it was only two other ones other than.
And there's 5 now.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, the Mandos. So they're saying some stuff. They're talking about credits and talking about that. And Maul says to Rook, basically, is there something going on here? Do they need to be dealt with?
Yeah.
And she kind of feels probably like they do, but she,
Well, she's also I got the impression that she was kind of like, yeah, I know, but we're kind of following Maul, so this is what we're going to do.
Well, she kind of honestly in a way changes the subject, and she basically talks more about Devin, and you can tell she's super irritated that Maul is still pursuing Devin and she's still trying to go after Devin.
Yeah.
Then we jump back to the police station. Lawson now tries to contact Boots, but Boots quickly hides the comms from the Empire. You would think that the droid's comms would be internal in his head or whatever.
You would think, and that's one of the interesting things that they've always done. As far as when C-3PO is turning off the trash compactor, he's got a comm link in his hand.
Yeah, so there's no internal communications.
No, I guess droids don't do internal comms. I just feel like that's something that I would have been like, why are we making a separate thing for these guys? Why not just...
Well, you can also look at it this way, too, that maybe, say, the droids, revolt. Now that at least the humans can hear what they're talking about and stuff like that.
I mean, that's a good point. You know, I mean, they do have encrypted comms and stuff like that, but you know, forcing them to not have an internal thing that they can remap and change with their own intelligence might make a little more sense.
Yeah. So next we see the Shadow Collective. They're escaping to their ship, and they're quickly once again intercepted by the Empire.
This one's a big one.
This one's a big one.
This one's a big one, isn't it?
This battle.
This battle.
Yeah, this battle's. Yeah, it's pretty epic. It starts out with like the troopers intercept them, and like they go through this like I don't know.
It's like a bridge,
like a checkpoint kind of building or whatever, and they close off the troopers from coming. But quickly on the other side, another gunship flies, and an amazing battle happens with Maul and the Inquisitors.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Yeah. It's they kind of go on a little bit of a chase, like Maul runs and they follow, and I thought the scene was super awesome. Maul like jumps through a waterfall, and you see like the awesome light with his lightsaber
and the
through
steam that comes off the blade is
it was
just Loki-fying.
Loki-fying? Yeah, the doll's working. Yeah, but it was pretty that was pretty awesome. Then obviously more stormtroopers come. The stormtroopers get through. It's a massive battle between the rest of the Shadow Collective and the stormtroopers. There's lots and lots of explosions, lots of micro-gun killings, lots of micro-guns and bazookas shooting down gunships.
And, you know, the one thing that is very interesting about the way this battle unfolds on the bridge is pretty much everybody is just standing there across from each other like Civil War style or Revolutionary War style, just duking it out and just relying on their armor and hoping that their blaster fire breaks through the other guys first.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a very epic cartoon.
Yeah, I mean it definitely had one of the more intense Clone Wars battles feel to it, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Then it goes down to Maul and the Inquisitors are kind of like slow motion fighting through these like dark caves.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's worth mentioning that Maul's leg gets damaged when they jump down to the lower bridge.
Yes, I don't know if it's the same wound as before, or this one seems higher.
Well, you see the knee kind of spark, but then he takes a hit on the hip also.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling to be as fast as he normally is because of it.
I mean, I feel like they're giving him an out, so to speak. Like, Maul is the swordsman, right? He is like the guy that like he just, you know, abuses everybody he has a lightsaber battle with, and he's always the one in control. And I think that the damage to the knee and the damage to the hip is what gives the two Inquisitors enough of a leg up to actually get...
Well, it show once again, I know we talked about this last week too, like Maul's weaknesses, right? Like he needs to have one, and this is it. His robotic legs have been like a hindrance to him. I mean, hell, he should have just stuck with the spider legs.
I mean, at a certain point, you could put lightsabers on them like Grievous style, and it would have.
Yeah. So, So the microgun Zabrak, I always forget his name. Icarus. He sees Maul's in trouble. Yes. And he basically tells his brother, "Cover me," and he jumps down to help.
And that's a heck of a jump for a non-Force user, I think.
Yeah. Yes, it probably was. But and next the Mandalorians, some of them, not all of them, they decide.
Did you catch the guy's name?
I did not. Do you have his name?
I should have rewound it.
Yeah, and I think she does say his name, but sorry. Right, put the name in the comments. I'd like to know it. If you could let me know, it'd be awesome. But so the Mandos steal the ship, but quickly the ship is just destroyed and blown out of the air.
Yeah, that's karma coming to bite them, I think, for their lack of loyalty. Like if they had stuck, I mean, if they had stuck with it on the bridge, there would have been more force on the, more firepower, more bodies fighting for them on the bridge. Instead, they decided to abandon the team and hit the ship, and they get what they deserve for that.
Don't you think it would have been pretty epic though to watch Maul kill him?
I mean, yeah.
Like, this would have been a cool, like, throw the lightsaber at the ship and blow it up or something moment.
The exhaust port.
Yeah, something. It just would have been, it would have been awesome. But
yeah.
So Maul gets hurt more. It's showing his leg constantly sparking, and Icarus comes and tries to help. He takes some good shots, and quickly he is killed and stabbed through the heart.
He gets so he actually, the thing about it is he gets the drop on the one Inquisitor, and then he turns to face the other one, not realizing how quickly the other guy
just respawns.
Recovered. Like respawned?
Respawn.
he just recovered from the hit so quickly that he didn't have a chance, and now we have another lightsaber impaling situation because we didn't. Here's the thing that I find the most interesting about it is I'm pretty sure he's dead. I feel like he's gotta be dead, but we know from Star Wars history that a lightsaber through your torso is not always.
It's through the heart.
I mean,
maybe his heart's not there.
I don't know. Do you know Zabrak physiology? Because I don't know Zabrak physiology.
If he's not dead, I'm going to be pretty upset.
He should be, and that was that moment that I was talking about earlier, where I sat up on the couch and was like, "Holy crap, no way!" Like, it's got to happen. So, like, not necessarily to him, but some, they can't make it through this entire series unscathed. They're going to lose people. But
yeah, but his brother sees it too. He's obviously pretty upset and makes him push harder and fight harder when this happens. And back to Maul, you see the damage on his legs and stuff is giving him a heck of a problem. He's struggling. He keeps getting knocked down and beat up by the Inquisitors.
Mm-hmm.
Maul puts his lightsaber down and puts his hands up on his knees like he's surrendering. And they say, "There's no surrender for you.
The Emperor wants you dead."
Yeah. And then he says, "Likewise," and he brings the cave down to the Force.
I thought that was a pretty epic way to end the episode.
And it does. It ends right there. The episode ends. Just boom, right there.
And I was just like, thank God, there's a freaking next. If that had been episode 8, if that had been the way they ended episode 8, I would have just...
You would have been so mad that you were on that cliffhanger for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was once again an amazing, amazing episode. It's hard for me to find anything really negative to say about this show and these episodes. The story writing is so good. So original. It's almost sad that next week is already the end of the series because it's the end of season 1, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end, but
probably have to wait a year for season 2.
Well, I mean, with that level of animation, it's it's hard to press them for more faster. I'd rather they keep the quality, and I'll wait a little bit longer for that. But the interesting thing about Icarus getting stabbed, I want to go back to that.
Okay.
Because he didn't lights out. When he got force pushed through the waterfall over the cliff,
yeah,
he wasn't lights out. He was still with it. And there is a microscopic chance, given what we know about, Lucasfilm not necessarily killing everybody with the lightsaber stab. In fact, the last 3 they haven't. Which I'm going to just say I disagree with, but I like Icarus, and I'd like to see more of him.
Yeah, they were fun characters.
Yeah.
Like, I know we talked about, I think it was like the first episode where I was kind of like, man, do we really need other Zabrak? Like, I like Maul to stand out, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but the character's definitely grown on me. They grew on me.
Yep.
So.
Oh, for sure. Well, everybody, that's episode 7.
Yep, episode 7, Call to Oblivion. Yeah, well, thanks for watching the One Way Out Star Wars podcast. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Please let us know in the comments anything you'd like to see differently with our set, with us. We're open for suggestions. We're not perfect. We don't act like we're perfect, and we're just excited to just keep talking about Star Wars and bring some content out for you guys weekly.
Heck yeah, we're two guys who love Star Wars, and we're going to sit around and talk about it whether the cameras are rolling or not. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us. And Greg?
May the Force be with you.
All right. Always.